Tengo Winnie. Ya va, creo que 26-2, 26-3. 26-3. Le ayudó a...
He look like some Floyd Mayweather shit.
Look at it, look. Slick.
Wait till that start hitting that body.
Yeah.
Alvarez hit that body.
Look how slick.
Saul Canelo Alvarez working on the historic, legendary Iron Mike Tyson slip uppercut, slip hook for his highly anticipated now showdown.
Mike Tyson recently visited and trained with Canelo Alvarez in preparation for Canelo's upcoming bout against Terence Crawford. The legendary heavyweight provided strategic insights and motivational support, significantly enhancing Canelo's training. Their collaboration reflects a deep mutual respect and highlights Tyson's enduring influence in boxing, adding another layer of intrigue to the anticipated showdown. Tyson praised Canelo's slick movement and powerful build, remarking that Canelo's sharp defense and smooth footwork reminded him of a young Floyd Mayweather. Clearly impressed by Canelo's discipline and skill, Tyson expressed confidence in his ability to overcome Crawford in the upcoming fight.
He's white, he can box, he's slick.
He look like some Floyd Mayweather shit.
Look at it. Slick.
Wait till that start hitting that body.
Yeah.
Alvarez hit that body.
Look how slick. Mike, look how slick he is.
Oh, he's gonna get.
Caleb buried his daughter when she was 2 years old.
Yeah.
He's got that attitude.
In an interview, when Tyson was asked directly about Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez, he refrained from giving a clear answer. Instead, he simply replied, "The world will find out soon enough." This choice to stay silent spoke. Volumes known for his brutal honesty and sharp eye for talent, Tyson's reserved response suggested that this bout is not one to predict lightly, it's a fight that demands to be witnessed. His cautious yet telling answer underscored the unpredictable nature of this matchup and the respect he holds for both fighters.
How are you moving your feet, Mike?
Just go and look.
Mike Tyson has long been committed to mentoring the next generation of fighters. His philosophy centers on precision, how to move with purpose, use angles effectively, and apply pressure with perfect timing. Whether it's about throwing punches with intent or defending with finesse, Tyson emphasizes the mastery of fundamentals. This dedication has inspired many young fighters and explains why Tyson particularly admires those who show discipline and ring intelligence. For Tyson, it's not merely about power, it's about knowing how and when to use it.
What do you think? He can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have done things crazy like that before. Just say he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
When asked to break down the matchup, Tyson didn't sugarcoat his views. He called it a dangerous path for Crawford, primarily due to the stark physical differences. He highlighted Canelo's compact strength, his subtle yet effective head movement, and his relentless forward pressure. According to Tyson, these attributes could present serious challenges for Crawford, especially since Canelo is accustomed to fighting and beating larger opponents. Tyson's concern wasn't with Crawford's talent, but with the wisdom of entering the ring against someone who dominates higher weight classes with measured aggression.
I just came from Crawford last fight.
In LA?
Yeah.
You went to it. What'd you think?
I thought that was a tough guy, and that guy gave, you know what I mean? I'm glad that he came back the last 2 rounds. You know, that guy was very awkward and strong.
Super awkward.
Yeah, and this guy fights anybody. Crawford fights anybody. Yeah. I don't agree with that, you know, because you got to look good in order for you won't mess up your next fight. Because if you fight this guy, you don't look good. The fans, I don't want. He's not gonna look good and win with this guy. You got to constantly have fights that you know and fight a guy that's gonna make you look good. The guy got to pressure you or something. You know, this guy's running around. Crawford's not used to this kind of movement and
weird
stuff.
fit.
Yeah, awkward as a motherfucker.
You think are you ready? You think the world's ready for Crawford Canelo?
I support Crawford and Canelo both, but
I mean, it's the fight people want to see, right?
Nah, I don't think they want to see him fight Canelo. You think so? You think they want to see him fight Canelo?
Yeah, for sure.
It's I think it's what Crawford wants too, right?
He wants to fight him too.
I think he wants to make history.
It's a big fight.
Well, to make history is worth doing it.
Yeah, I think he wants to. You ever follow the WWE?
I love WWE.
Although Tyson considers the fight a risky undertaking, he doesn't downplay Crawford's abilities. In fact, he praised Crawford's past performances, particularly citing his dominant showing against Israel. Tyson acknowledged Crawford's high ring IQ, his impeccable timing, and his ability to adapt mid-fight qualities he deeply respects. However, Tyson drew a line between capability and practicality. Just because someone can fight doesn't always mean they should. His concern is rooted in what happens when refined skill collides with overwhelming physicality in a brutal weight category.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know. And he had a close fight with the last guy he fought, Terence, because this guy was big and he was awkward. He was really awkward. He shouldn't have fought that guy. He should have fought a guy that would just come straight at him. The guy was too awkward.
He's herky-jerky. Yeah.
Tyson's skepticism is grounded in sound logic. Jumping multiple weight divisions is not just a mental leap, it's a physical risk. As Tyson pointed out, Canelo Alvarez is naturally bigger, stronger, and fully adjusted to competing at higher weight levels. The idea of Crawford, who has fought the majority of his career in lighter divisions, suddenly stepping up to this level, raises serious red flags in Tyson's mind.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks? Yeah. And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, bro, he hits so hard.
As the fight draws nearer, footage from Canelo's training camp shows a fighter who is completely locked in his workouts, feature explosive combinations, crisp footwork, and high-level conditioning drills, an unmistakable sign of a serious, structured camp. There is no doubt that Canelo is taking Crawford as a legitimate threat. The focus and precision in his training reflect not only confidence, but also careful preparation for what promises to be a strategic battle.
I think Canelo should beat him, overpower him, but Canelo's not moving his head no more. That other guy is hitting him. And that's what gives the other guy confidence, because he believes he can hit.
Throughout his life, Tyson has admired fighters who combine brute force with technical skill. In his view, Canelo fits that mold perfectly. Tyson is especially impressed by how Canelo maneuvers around the ring, using feints, slipping punches, and delivering counters with pinpoint accuracy. To Tyson, Canelo represents a rare blend of old-school grit and modern boxing intelligence, a fighter capable of thinking and fighting at an elite level.
I think me and Canelo will make for a great fight. It's the best fight in boxing right now. And you got two first ballot Hall of Famers going head-to-head with each other. And everybody want to see how Terence is going to do going up 2 more weight classes.
A lot of people making a big deal about the weight. You just walked in here. You don't look like a 54 right now.
I just think a lot of people is adopting other people's thoughts.
I've seen Canelo in person. Yeah. Even for him, 168 is a big weight class.
Facts. And he's always the smallest person in his division. When you got Usyk fighting Tyson Fury, you know, Tyson Fury was the massive fighter over Usyk.
I'm not even so sure Canelo will be the bigger guy.
He'd probably be thicker, but I'm taller. Yeah. You know, he have his strong points in the fight. I have mine.
For Crawford, the danger isn't a deterrent. It's the very reason he wants this fight. He views it as a legacy-defining opportunity, the kind of high-stakes challenge that separates the greats from the legends. Crawford isn't entering this matchup just to compete. He's aiming to etch his name into boxing history and reshape how his career is remembered.
Who's the biggest fight in boxing?
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight going to make a difference or not.
Do you want to fight him twice and then retire? Is that kind of the ideal thing for you?
One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
Crawford has openly acknowledged that the financial reward is significant, but insists that money isn't his primary motivation. What fuels him is the chance to measure himself against the best and to redefine what's possible within the sport. Facing a decorated fighter like Canelo on such a grand stage offers a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change his narrative forever.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he has some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size. I'm a fan of that fight. I think Crawford has accomplished everything he had to accomplish from 140, 147, now 154. That's even greater for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154, he can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to the Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and at that point it's more of a big fight, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking. I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like Bitterbeef or Revolt again. If he wanted to challenge himself, move up to 175 again, and challenge himself against those guys.
Former world champion Mikey Garcia has also weighed in siding with Canelo, largely because of his physical dominance. Garcia believes that unless Crawford can neutralize Canelo's aggression early, the constant pressure and brute strength will gradually take its toll. While he respects Crawford's skills, Garcia sees the fight as one that clearly favors the bigger, more seasoned fighter.
That fight, how do you see that going out?
Can't wait for that one, man. That's gonna be a fight that it's hard to pick the winner. I lean towards Bivol by decision. I just think he's got that style that he's not gonna allow Bitterbeef to get in close. I don't know. I just think Bivol pulls it up. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bitterbeef lands and hurts him and knocks him out, because that guy has so much power that he could knock anybody out. But I lean towards Bivol by decision.
When we start talking about Bivol, naturally the guy that comes to mind and everybody's mind is going to be the guy that he defeated, which is Canelo Alvarez.
Correct. Respected trainer Robert Garcia also leans toward a Canelo victory, although he avoids making bold predictions. His analysis aligns with others who place value on weight class consistency and long-term experience. For Garcia, staying within a comfortable physical range is often the key to success at the elite level.
I probably don't see him winning, but I do see him putting up a good 6-8 rounds. I do believe that.
You think still Canelo?
I think he could. I think he will. I think he'll put up some good rounds.
And do you mean 6 or 8 rounds, like he won't finish, or that from then Canelo might take over?
Yes, after that I see Canelo taking over, but I think those first 6 rounds will be very close, or maybe Crawford will be ahead, because I think he could win some rounds against Canelo.
Just kind of sounds like what Jim Lampley echoed. I got to hang out with Jim during and after the fight, and he said that he thought he was more concerned now with the size of Terence than he ever has been, based on the way that Canelo just kind of manhandled at times Edgar Berlanga, who's a much bigger guy, much taller guy, perceivably a much stronger guy. But Terence has that weird strength, everybody says.
Terence is very strong physically, mentally, is very strong too, so you need that too. So I think he does put up some good rounds. I'm not saying he wins, because it's going to be tough for him to win, but I think the first half of the fight, he will put up some really good rounds.
What do you think he really runs into trouble the most versus Canelo?
I think Canelo's power, Canelo's strength, and the late rounds is where that's where Crawford starts getting into trouble.
Definitely. Another big fight on the card that happened. Caleb Plant, Trevor McCumbee, probably the most entertaining fight of the night. It felt like it was going to be the most entertaining fight when you...
Robert Garcia further speculated that financial incentives may have played a significant role in Crawford's decision to take the fight. In his opinion, Crawford has already achieved enough in his career and doesn't need to continue proving himself. This, according to Garcia, suggests that external motivations like legacy or money may be influencing the matchup.
Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. A unified champion that he's been. All of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able sometimes Canelo at this point.
Veteran boxing analyst Teddy Atlas echoed many of these sentiments, praising Canelo's exceptional physical traits, his strength, composure, and dominant ring presence. As a unified champion with a world-class resume, Canelo represents a level of danger that few fighters can handle regardless of their technical prowess.
Is that he won't hurt Canelo. And if he doesn't hurt Canelo and can't hurt Canelo, then Canelo keeps coming. Similar to how he stalked Charlo, how he stalked, once he had Plant hurt, he chased after him. Canelo is a very powerful individual who can get exposed by a boxer because every shot he throws, he's trying to make it a power shot. To me, can Crawford hurt him? I would pick Crawford to win if he can box and stay away. I don't believe he can hurt Canelo. And if Canelo catches him, it could be trouble. But I would still say it would be a very interesting fight. I just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. And I'm wondering whether he could stay away. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. And that's
Stephen A. Smith recognized Crawford's high boxing IQ and ability to perform under pressure, but questioned whether he possesses enough power to earn Canelo's respect. Smith argued that unless Crawford can find a way to halt Canelo's relentless march forward, he risks being overwhelmed by pure physical force over the course of the fight.
In your view, Terence Crawford beats Canelo.
He cooks Canelo.
Woo! Really?
He beats him. Yes. Look, if you go back, you watch the fight with Lara, and you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terence have more skills than a Lara, and I think he can do more. And you're saying that, oh, Canelo is a super strong guy. Man, technique. You already know. If you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside. He knows how to smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. Not only that, the only beating Crawford is he got to knock him out. And when was the last time we seen Canelo knock anybody out? Think about that.
If Golovkin, who hits a lot harder than Crawford, could not drop or hurt Canelo, I just don't think Crawford has enough to cause a respect to him to make him go back on his back foot, again, just because of the size.
Former champion Tim Bradley offered a contrasting take, emphasizing that while Canelo's size is a significant factor, Crawford's intelligence, adaptability, and strategic depth could tilt the fight in his favor. Bradley believes that Crawford's ability to read and adjust to opponents might give him the edge even against someone as formidable as Canelo rising star Keyshawn Davis, added his thoughts praising Canelo's versatility and ability to adapt mid-fight. Yet Davis also hinted that this could be a turning point, suggesting that while Canelo has had his era, the time may have come for the torch to be passed. His comments reflect a growing curiosity in the sport. Can youth skill and daring overcome experience, size, and dominance?